Hello, everybody. How is it going? We are back again here on the Big Gold Belt Wrestling Podcast with some local flavor to deliver tonight. Once again, yes, indeed. How you doing? It's your boy, Heel Will Mahoney here with 2 Chains running the microphones as always. How's it going on Tuesday night, Najir?
My guy, Hot Take Heel Will. How's it going, dude?
We're starting a little late just because there's always some drama, with getting Hobo to bed and everything to settle down around here. But we managed to make it. We got it on. We got everyone gathered up, and we got some action going on tonight. We got the Maryland boys are going to crawl over into Virginia because Crab Wrestling is invading Virginia. It's been a long time coming, and it's going to be this Saturday. ViceEffect Crab Wrestling live at the Old Ox Brewery in Ashburn, Virginia, going down this Saturday, June 8th, and we are quite thrilled today on the Big Gold Belt Wrestling Podcast to be joined by Capital Vices themselves. We got Jsin here, and we got, Money Greene from back in the day, from the day shows at Nova Pro. We got them both here in the house tonight to tell us all about ViceEffect this Saturday. How's it going, guys?
Great, man. Great. So, you know what's funny? I like being introduced as Maryland guys and Nova shows back in the day. We're Virginia guys originally, man. That's what we, broke bread for years. So we're originally VA guys. We just moved to Maryland, and now we're bringing it back to Northern Virginia. We both ran shows in Virginia for years, just not so much the Northern Virginia area. Mm-hmm. So I appreciate the Maryland introduction, but hey, man, we're 2 up, 2 down all day.
There you go. There you go. Hey, we'll say hailing from there we go. Coming out of Maryland with the whole the crab connection.
We can just do one better. They're the DMV guys. That's it. They're invading every territory.
Here we go with the DMV.
So look, I think the first initial question right now is why now? You're making the splash. You're going to Old Ox, but why now? Why was right now the time to pull the trigger?
I mean, let me ask you a question.
Why not?
Me and you had a little conversation before we started on air, right?
Yes, sir.
I'm gonna flip it on you. Why not now? That's
it.
What I want to know.
That's it.
Why explain what's already understood? Why not now? It's the time. Timing's everything in life. No matter what you do or how you do it, if you do it at the wrong time or the wrong place, it doesn't matter. So my only question is, why not right now?
You're right. And you know what? I even answer that. I'll answer right on the air too. Us as fans, we needed this. We absolutely needed this. We needed this because we're hungry in this area. Mm-hmm. We're hungry for competition, athleticism, the friendship and bond we brewed and built over the years. And we needed this. And it had to be right now because
there's your answer. There's your answer. I mean, you answered it for me.
Yeah. We appreciate you guys for real. Like this is definitely we're on the up and up, man. Like collectively as a wrestling family in this area, we're up and up. And with Primetime doing everything in DC, you guys covering Maryland to Virginia, and you got Flying V going on and Fury. We can't get enough now, and MCW too. We just can't get enough, and we're this area. We're loyal. We're gonna ride, and we're definitely excited that we're headed back to Old Ox. And man, the last time the Crab Boys invaded Old Ox, what a show it was! What a show! Oh man, but I think I want to ask really one question, because if anybody's not familiar with Crab, it is all about family. We've interviewed Josh Fuller, we've interviewed Mikey Banker, and within the first 5 minutes of the conversation, it's all family oriented. We do this together, and no matter where we go, we're always together as a bond. The training, the travels, everything, the chilling, it's all just family oriented. When you guys decided to put this together in Crab Wrestling, was how much did it mean to make sure that the basic principles was family, and that you made sure that everybody that came through there embedded the same the same feeling and to pass it on?
I mean, I can take the lead on this one. I would say that,
That actually came naturally to us. You know, Jsin's a very warm and friendly person. You know, you can sit down and break bread with him and feel natural in all aspects. I'm a very warm and friendly person. You know, I'm not as outgoing, but when you come onto my property, you come onto my house, which is where our facility is located, your family. You know, you're introduced to my mother. I'm a caregiver for her. She's Alzheimer's and dementia. She's with me 24 hours a day. Everyone knows Mama. So as soon as you land onto this property, you're part of family. And when you walk into the doors of Crabbe and you walk into the training facility, we know that you have the same goal as everyone else on this property. You want to get better and you want to be a part of this world of professional wrestling. So if you have to drive all the way down here to Southern Maryland, because I'm out here, no doubt about it. I'm about as far south as you can go in Maryland. You know, we end up at the water. So if you've got the drive, we have a lot of people that drive 3 hours to get out here, you know, for 3 hours of training and then go out for an hour of bonding afterwards and then drive back another 3 hours. You do math right there. You're looking at a full-time job. That's it that day.
Yeah.
You know, so, I mean, it was just one of those things. I think that just kind of came natural, was that family bonding environment. We both give that. We both welcome anybody to come and pursue their passion with us and hopefully pick their brains, let them pick our brains, and let's just everybody get better at this together.
So let me add with that real quick. Well, one of the things, you say a lot of good things when you're setting up these questions, but one of the things I like to address is how the Crab Boys invaded Old Ox Brewery last time. If you look at that roster and the card last time, there wasn't much magic that was on that show that wasn't crab oriented. You know what I'm saying? So it's not something new to the area. But here's the thing about me and Brandon and our lives and our careers. We have a big family. I'm really big on teaching good brothering, and I'm also about doing good brothering on shows. That means networking and making families all over the place. Everywhere we travel to go, and we choose to go to these territories and these promotions because that's where we consider to be home base for these states. When that happens, and with Crabbe, you're going to see family for certain, but you're going to see long-lost cousins, distant family members, and a lot of talent that you haven't seen in this area. So we're going to bring new family to the table. I mean, this is going to be a really big get-together for a long period of time. You're not just going to see your local family members, because with wrestling and the brotherhood that you speak so highly of in the DMV area, that stretches worldwide. You just have to know how to find the right people and connect with them. And over life, I've made great connections and networks. I got buddies on top right now. I got a buddy right now on TV as we speak, sitting there watching SmackDown. But the point is, when we have these friends and these connections, you stay in connected with them. And now we're going to be bringing in some heavy hitters and some big players to all these shows. But at the same token, you're going to get what you've loved before. And we're going to cut a lot of the extra stuff out.
The heart of the matter is definitely going to be, it seems like Crabbe is taking the next step. And we've seen, like, I would say over the last 2 years, a year and a half, the Crabbe title really become a centerpiece of the local scene. It's already out there. People know all about Isaiah Frazier and the run he's been on, and heck, seeing him against the NWA champion last spring, that right. was a big deal. So, I mean, Crabbe has become definitely a well-known name, I think, on the local scene in this area. Now it's just a matter of Crabbe standing on its own, and that's what I guess this Saturday is going to be all about. And like you guys said, we're coming from Southern Maryland all the way up to Ashburn. It's going to be a little bit of a trek, a little bit of a different scene, but the guys were there on the show back in December. So the faces aren't unfamiliar, but I guess we're also going to see some new faces this time around. And that's, I think, what I'm most curious about is we're not going to see just the regular Crabbe crew. There's going to be a couple new ingredients in the mix. So what can we hear about that?
Well, okay, before we get to the new mix, I like that. I like that a lot. But you talk about the Crabbe guys. One of the things you have to keep in mind, too, with you talking about making the travel there, what about the DMV and what about the Nova wrestlers? You know, you talk about what a great run that Isaiah Frazier's on. Man, let's talk about the uncrowned champion of Nova, Logan. Why do you think Logan's in this main event? He's the guy at Nova that never got his just due because there was no just due to give him. So now he's going to the title match to see who the best is. To me, you're seeing the two up-and-coming guys in this main event, and we're going to see who the crown champion is, because you're a paper champion until you do it. So Isaiah, this is his time just like it's Logan. So I think it's going to be a really big main event. So big fight, Phil. Big fight, Phil.
I have got to double down on that one right there because I felt every bit of that. And I got a 2-part question with this, or a statement and a question. We'll briefly summarize the Isaiah Frazier and Nick Aldis match that happened, but the one thing that, if you watched it on Powerbomb at the time, now Independent Wrestling, is that the camera view gives you get the hard cam, you get the ringside cam, but the one thing that they didn't get was Crab Wrestling's own crew, like no other, celebrating in the corner. The emotions from how good that match was to how you guys undoubtedly supported him like no other. I was emotional. When I went up to Isaiah, I literally almost cried. I went and helped him. I said, dude, you just put on the match of your life. Your whole family repped you. That's what independent wrestling is about. It was legit big fight feel. So
absolutely.
I mean, the air, the energy, everything was just completely out of the gym at that moment. And I said to myself after that, I said, oh, this guy's the real deal. 100%. If you didn't know then, you absolutely know now. So when I seen this Isaiah Frazier match versus Logan, I said, this is that match that should have happened that immediately next show, because it, in all rights and circumstances, led to that point. And it's incredible that Jsin quickly exploited that. That's exactly what this is right here. This is going to be a main event coming this Saturday. And
hey, hold on. Hold on. Let me tell you something about my emotion for it. There's something that we're leaving off the table that we haven't got to discuss yet. So, I before all this, back in the day, I owned In the Biz Wrestling School and Company in Virginia.
Okay.
My top student there was Logan.
Really?
My top student at Crabbe is Aaron. And both these guys at a very young age, early in the business, I gave the opportunity and the ball to run with because I saw it. Now, for me to sit back and see these two main event in our biggest show, emotion, emotion, come on, guys. This match is crazy. Finally, I can justify my brain. Finally, the two kids that I'm like, these are the guys, are main eventing. I mean, as a matter of fact, we'll be first match because that's where we belong. We're first match. They're main event, okay?
Big fight feel.
There you go.
Feel. For real. Oh no, but let it be known. Let it be known. If you guys are the first match, the Capital Vices versus the Ugly Ducklings easily on anybody's card could and will be the show stealer without a doubt. So don't slouch it, because that's
all right. Do you know about this match? Do you know the importance of this match?
Give it to me.
Boy, they're about to find out. Every single match on this card has a story, and you're about to see why there's so much energy to this.
That's what we like to hear. That's what we like to hear.
100%. Yep.
So Lance Lude and myself were in Ring of Honor for 3 years as the set.
Mm-hmm.
So I feel like the biggest growth of my career and the biggest matches was with him as my partner. And, we broke up and we had a rough patch for his friendship. That's all behind us now. But I feel like who we've grown and we became, this is the best we both have ever been. And we're with the partners we're supposed to be with. So this is the ultimate battle for me. There can't be a bigger match for me. And this is a match that's supposed to happen. And it's going to be the first match on our. If anybody's going to raise this bar and set it, you better believe it's going to be me. You better believe this match. Good luck following it, but I'll tell you this. I feel as if we built it where you can follow it. But either way, that's not for me to determine. What I'm going to do is lay it all out there. This match for me is it, brother. It's it.
It's a huge match. You got a huge match. I mean, we've been building for this match for a long time. This match was supposed to be at WrestleMania. This was a match that we built. You saw us do a whole bunch of promos where we were pointing. Yeah. And, unfortunately, Nova just kind of went under before we were able to get to that. This was a WrestleMania match, and we are going to make it our WrestleMania match, first match on this show. And like Jsin said, as hard as it's going to be to follow, I guarantee just about every match on there is going to be at the same level we are, and they're going to bring their own touch of magic that they can bring on top of it.
Right, Roy. One person that and something else I want to go back to is Jsin brought up about brotherhood, and you guys have undoubtedly raised not only professionals within the ring but outside the ring, both professional gentlemen and women. Anytime I've ever met anybody from Crab, or ultimately finding out they were from Crab, they treat you, respect you, and with manners. Hello, my name is something you don't see a lot in the world. Something you don't see. Ultimately, you don't see in independent wrestling. So the Crab culture undoubtedly is really unmatched when you think about the core essentials that you got building up and down the page. So,
well, Brandon's the military guy, and he's the guy, he's very much very nice and all those good things. But when you go to a store and you see a kid acting up, and you look over there and you see another kid not acting up, you know why that kid over there ain't acting up? Because he got Big Mama at home that's gonna whip that ass. And look, if my boys don't act right and they come, I'm gonna whip that ass. So that's I'm glad you're giving me a good report card for my kids, because if they wasn't acting right, they'd get these hands.
Trainings tomorrow, they would all pay the price.
Yeah. Now I can be nice to them. I can call them jerks instead of really cuss them out.
The discipline is real.
It is.
Oh yeah.
Well, on the contrary of niceness, Matt Buckler and Mikey Banker decided to take things in their hand as they kind of caught a man slipping in Ill O'Neill in an attack that kind of reached the internet. That was a message to Primetime Pro Wrestling. So just so anybody that's not familiar, definitely step over to Crab Wrestling Twitter page where you can see this video where you are going to have an 8-way tag match. You're going to have Ivan Ali, Christian James, Matt Buckler, and Mikey Banker representing Crab Wrestling versus Primetime Pro Wrestling. We have John Kerman, Darren Ortiz, O'Shea Edwards, and Ill O'Neill. But a message was clearly sent from the Crab camp. What was you guys' initial thoughts upon seeing this video, and sort of say, do you think this was the right message here?
Let me start with this one, and I'm going to let Jsin go into the match, because this is his baby. He gets 100% credit. He is the Dusty Rhodes brain on this match. But let me lead by starting off by saying there's a lot of energy for this match on both sides. We know that Primetime has sold out the last show and was a fire show, possibly one of the best shows I've ever been a part of. And I've been a part of a lot of big shows. And for 300 people that was sold out inside of this venue, going nuts, going crazy, it was simply amazing. So Primetime has shown that they're a player in this game. Everyone on their team has shown that they're ready to perform at the top of their abilities. Crab is ready for that as well. I mean, we're 50 tickets away from a sellout. So we know the same vibe is going to be there. We know we're going to be in front of a sold out crowd, and our Crab guys, each one of them have something to prove. Each one of these players know that we're the best in that area. When it comes to Northern Virginia, we're going to be the best. When it comes to DC, they're going to be the best. We know this. There's no doubt about it. And they both have a lot of pride into this match. So both teams are excited and ready to go. And unfortunately, Matt Buckler and Mikey Banker just got the upper hand on this one. I'm sure that there will be some sort of retort or retaliation or something to keep their eye on as we go forward, because we all live in the same environment. Now, that being said, with such high expectations of each of these, I'd love to let Jsin explain to you the actual brainchild of this and what it's going to lead to, because this is something unlike anything we've ever seen before. And that's hard to say in the world of professional wrestling. What this is getting ready to do, what this is getting ready to branch out and open up to be, is going to blossom into something beautiful. And I'd love for Jsin to go ahead and explain on that.
Well, for what I want out of this, I think the best message possible could have been sent. They ready for war. Okay, look, here's the deal. Let's talk about this, because this all compiles into one thing. You talk about brotherhood, right? You talk about networking. You talk about going to these different places. one thing that's always disgusted me in pro wrestling is other companies holding other companies down or saying if you wrestle there, you can't wrestle here. Just a bunch of petty drama with a bunch of little schoolgirls. I mean, these ain't tough guys. They're keyboard warriors. Nobody is about that life. So what I've done in my career, I've tried keeping it kosher, 100, and good with everybody across the board. So a lot of the times when you do these shows, you go on long road trips, as we speak about. So nothing's better than a car full of guys and a good brotherhood and a good culture. But when you go to these shows, man, you're representing yourself. So I thought of something bigger, grander, and something to give the DMV area that they're not prepared for, but they're going to get it either way. And that's this. Every show we're going to have, the semi-main event's going to be company versus company, 8-man tag match. There's no belts. The winning company moves on to the next show. The companies that are going to be a part of this are not going to be no little tiny companies out of West Virginia. We're talking about, we're inviting somebody from Fest, PWG, Circus, Freelance, Warriors, MCW. The door's open to anybody. Chikara, CZW, whoever wants to come. I have multiple companies signed up ready for this. So what better way to break this off than prime time versus crab? Winning team moves forward. So there's a lot on the line here. It's the inaugural one, for one. For two, the winning team moves on. There's no room for error because if you get caught slipping, your company's not on the show next time. So before every show, you're going to see a new company. And I'm going to be honest with you. These guys that I'm talking to, like for show 2, they're bringing heavy hitters in to represent their brand because these people are coming in representing a brand. So the people you see are going to be stars. They're going to be the best of the best. There might be a new student, there might be a breakout guy, but at the end of the day, when you're represented, you want to be represented by the best. So going back to Buckler and Banker, jumping O'Neal, they're the tag champs. They're the leaders. If they feel like a message needs to be sent, send that message. You know what I'm saying? Because at the end of the day, we're going to see who the best team is. And, of course I'm on crab side because I'm the crab guy. Primetime's got a stout team, but my problem with the Primetime team
ain't no continuity.
Nah, Coach Gator and O'Shea Edwards just had that big fallout, and he's their team captain. So good luck with that. But be that as it may, the match is set. One team advances. New company in the next show. You guys are going to keep getting new companies. And I'm telling you, what's in store for this ride is going to be insane.
Wow. This sounds like this is going to be like an ongoing turf war going on at the crab shows between outsiders and whoever currently is holding down the fort.
Right. Because it's not guaranteed to be crab. It could be two outside companies. It could be California versus Florida. We don't know what's going to happen.
And in the same respect, while they're outsiders, as soon as they're in our walls, they're family. So we just want competition. We want to see what they have. We want them to bring their best. We're going to guarantee them a semi-main event. We're going to guarantee them with a sellout crowd. Obviously, they're going to be coming for a good payday. They're going to want to keep coming back for that.
Yeah.
Well, who's not going to want to keep coming back to a sold-out environment with a payday that's not a hot dog and a handshake, surrounded by a comfortable feel of people and everyone that wants to do better. Let's look at the show. 6 matches. In our opinion, that's one too many, but we're still doing it because it's our inaugural show. We're limiting ourselves to 5 matches a show, which is going to be 5 fire matches each and every time.
Well, that's just it. That's what my next point was going to be. With us, with me, okay, so he's COO and I'm the booker, right? My number one thing that I'm going to correct and fix was the amount of matches because there's so many matches you can't see talent. I've seen amazing main events where the crowd can't be up for it because it's 14 matches deep. But you know what? You know what happens? You know what happens though? You watch an NXT show, 5 matches, every match is crazy good.
Yep.
Okay? So now I have this problem where I got to cut a roster down, add my guys, bring outside talent, and go from 10 matches or however many matches to 5. Brother, the sheer idea of this had to come up just to keep people on these shows. If not, a lot of people's going to get future endeavored. You know what I'm saying? And that's not what the point of any of this is. The point is trying to keep people moving and giving the fans a lot, but not overkill. So That's why this match came up in my brain, and now it's just metamorphosed into something more with all these different companies. And Turf War is a great way to describe it.
Yeah, if you're only doing 5 matches, then you're going to see the cream of the crop. If you come out to ViceEffect this Saturday, there's not going to be any darn filler on a show with all of like 5 or 6 matches. That is going to be all killer, all prime meat. I mean, I like it. That is a perfect formula, and that's what I want to see as a fan. Is I want to walk into a show, have it be hot from beginning to end, and when the last bell rings, first thing I want to be thinking is, when do I come back and do this again? Not thinking, oh my God, thank God I finally get to get out of here. leave me wanting more.
You're not going to get people out there.
On top of the wrestling, you've got more environment on top of that, where we've got the great beer at Old Ox Brewery. Plus, we've got the Saffron truck with their gourmet foods outside. So we give that complete environment.
There you go.
I mean, and another thing too is this isn't gonna be one of them things where time's being killed. Guys are getting on the mic, putting themselves over, talking for 20 minutes. That shit's dead. Okay, we are here to see what we got.
You're probably watching it right now. To be fair, you're probably watching it right now because last night I think there was only 4 matches, and it's probably the same thing.
Mm-hmm. If you want 20-minute promo, you can get that on Monday. You don't need to go to an indie show for that.
No, but you know what? You go to a lot of these indie shows, and these guys really want to tell who their story. Like, everybody wants to hear that shit. Shut the hell up. Nothing's worse to me than a guy who wants to go out there and put himself over and go out and do a bunch of rest holds and. Don't get me started. Don't even get me started.
Are we on minute number 7 and we're still introducing the guy? What's happening right now?
Let me give a shout out to Sean Neutron over at the Square Circle Sound Off, who recently was just in the crab camp. Just did an interview with you guys, and as of about 30 minutes ago, some breaking news hit the Twitter page where another match was announced. We're going to see Desmond King versus Bobby Shields. You said every match has a story. I need to know, what significance does this match have? We know Bobby is a vet in all the independent wrestling. Desmond King also enough. You know what? I think I may even actually have an idea what this one may be, because if I'm not mistaken, these two were also in the first Nova show. If I'm not mistaken, I think. Either way, what's the story we have with these guys?
So for me, my standpoint is this. Bobby's a guy that's a vet, and he's never got his just due, in my personal opinion, in the area. And Desmond's an up-and-comer that hasn't got his opportunity yet.
Okay.
So I think what better way to put a young, hungry guy against a grizzled vet that wants to prove who his ground is. So I kind of feel like with this show and everything having a story, you don't have the story of this is my territory or, hey, my guys are coming in. Because, Bobby's not necessarily a crab guy. Bobby's one of our guys. Bobby's a brother of mine.
Yeah.
And Bobby's a well-known guy. But at the same token, he's not a crab guy, but he's on the crab team for certain. He's on the family. But what I'm saying is it's almost like, hey, you guys are coming into my area, and now you're going to bring one of these new crab students in. Well, my crab guy's like, well, we're taking over. So it's kind of that story,
Yeah. Okay. Brandon, I got a question for you, buddy. Now, I don't think I've ever told you this, but for some odd reason, you bring up NXT. For some odd reason, it doesn't matter where in the world I am at. If I'm at NXT Chicago, Toronto, wherever it just seems to be. For some odd reason, before the show gets started, you have this really patented trademark of a look. So when you see the guy, you see the guy. Why am I always continuously seeing you with the production crew with WWE? What is it that you're not telling me, sir?
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 5th. Plead the 5th. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 5th. Plead the 5th.
And of course, if that's something you can't talk about, I like to cater to the fact of the matter is, though, even though you're giving so much back to Crab and the guys you surround yourself with, you still genuinely find yourself as a student to the game. And I think that's really, really special. As Jsin has just said, it is about networking. And that's exactly what I'm seeing. So
I like his vernacular of saying you were catering to it. That was a really good segue there. That was impressive.
So if there's nothing you could be said there, this is
so
a message.
I don't get too much into it. My students are fully aware of what my role is and what I do. I don't get too much into it because, and like myself, we can also say the same about Jsin. I mean, he has a very storied past. If he was to sit here and tell you all the people he's been in the ring with, I mean, we'd sit here for an hour and a half, and he's probably literally watching someone right now that he's been in the ring with.
It's actually the girls. It's the girls. It's the girls.
Mind, he hates it. Never mind. His attention's fully on us. Don't worry about it. So, so I'm the same way. I don't like to tap my horn too much, but I can put it like this. I've been a part of the wheel for about 9 years. I've mentioned before, I caregive for my mother with Alzheimer's and dementia. So I'm really limited on what I can do now. So I pick and choose when and where I go. will always be in DC. I will always be in Baltimore, and you will always see me for Mania and some of the bigger pay-per-views. You'll see me a part of it as well.
Right.
So it's you're absolutely right. I am still a student. There's no one I don't know, and there's no one I don't associate with that we see on a daily basis. But I am still learning from everybody. Every time I'm there, all I do is learn. You see me there a lot because I'm still there learning. I could be in the back. I could be watching it on the monitor. I could be sitting there on my phone in the back talking with somebody or dilly-dallying and not appreciating the moment that I have at that moment. But I'm not. I'm definitely on the floor. You won't see me in the front because they definitely hate that. But you'll see me in the third or fourth.
Well, actually, in fairness, he used to be in the front until he realized they hated it.
Yeah, so like you said, that mustache was very distinguishable. So it started getting distinguishable by the wrong people. So I had to fade to black a little bit in the background.
Yeah, we're just gonna throw it out there that the Ciampa turn in NXT, I think Chicago it was. Yeah, you were pretty straight and centered there.
I think the best one was when Jinder won the title. That was his next night in Chicago.
You can clearly see me giving him a round of applause, standing up, because Jinder's the man. I love him personally. I love his work. I love everything about that guy. He is legit. He's one of the best.
And also know this too. Real G's moving silence like lasagna, right?
Yeah,
so,
that's right.
Okay. I was there. Y'all niggas ain't see me.
Keep sneaking in there. Hiding out like a ninja.
My massive girth is very ninja-like.
Everybody's just yelling, "We the best." That's all they care about. That's all they see.
Got it.
We are.
So, ViceEffect. Now, for anybody, I think we're all around the same age and ballpark. Everybody should know by the looks of this graphic. ViceEffect is giving you the straight Miami Vice feel, Miami feel.
Hold up.
We got more stories now. Everything about this show is stories.
Hold up. So check this out. This is very important. I'm so glad you touched on this. So, all right. I don't want people to think that we're putting ourselves over at all by calling it ViceEffect, because it's actually the exact opposite. It actually shows how this is meant to be and how apropos it is. So you understand we're the capital Vice, right?
Yeah.
Right.
We take over Nova. That's the ViceEffect, right?
That's it.
That makes sense.
Yep,
okay.
Yep.
That would be us putting ourselves over and putting ourselves over. That's not what we do.
Okay.
When we got pitched to do that, when everything came together, they kind of asked for one thing, that the shows had a theme of their beer. We went to their page. If you go to their page, their summer beer is ViceEffect. What?
Okay.
We didn't do that. That color scheme is their beer can, and the name ViceEffect is their beer. It has nothing to do with us.
Wow.
There you go.
It just doesn't.
Meant to be. It was meant to be.
Right. So, funny story. Last week, me and Brandon lived together, right? So I'll come in, and he goes, "Hey, man, these people stole our poster. They took a poster, our exact poster, and their show is called Vice something." I'm like, that literally makes no sense.
Altoona Vice.
It makes no sense because ours is because of a beer.
It had the palm trees and everything, and like all of their workers were in sunshades that they had put on, because it wasn't like, no one wears hardly anyone wears that for their promo pics. So they had graphically put on sunshades, and like the palm trees and everything was an off color. It was
It's
amazing.
absolutely ridiculous.
Wow.
So all my point is the show was not named after us. It was named after a beer, but 100% pun intended. This is a ViceEffect. You're going to see it from match 1 to the end, that everything has an effect on our life and our coming ups, and everything tells a story from our POV.
And going forward, you're guaranteed to know this as well. Every show name will be their beer on hand for the day.
Right.
Yo. Got
They
tied
actually
into
had
the
to put
brewery.
a pallet aside. They actually had to keep a pallet aside of the ViceEffect beer because it sold out specifically for this show. So not only will you be here for an awesome show, it'll be the last time you'll be able to try the ViceEffect beer. And they say it's a nice, tastes like a blue moon wheat.
I'm for it. I'm for
There
it.
you go.
So,
Yeah,
I mean, and today we just actually, I don't want to, not get ahead, no spoilers or nothing, but we've just discussed future shows and names. So anytime you guys are thinking what name we're going to do or what we're going to, all you got to do is be ahead of the curve and go to their website, check out their beers, and you'll figure it out.
And I'll make sure I legit plug that really quick. And we're talking about Old Ox Brewery, and that is exactly how it is spelled on Twitter. Where you definitely step over to their page, and every beer that they have on tap, their specialties is there. And the story, that is crazy. It writes itself. That's amazing.
So let's do another quick plug as well while we're on it, since we're in the mood to plug. We also have a new sponsor that we just pulled in, and Jsin's got a much better representation coming. But we'd like to put it out for Baltimore Gold Fronts in Baltimore. Right. Crazy enough, if you were there for the last show, I debuted mine, where I have some white gold that I put on now for my fronts to add to my effect, and for photos, we'll get it going. But Jsin's got a crazy one coming. I mean, these guys are top of the line. Anytime you need any kind of fronts for yourself, and I mean, Baltimore Gold Fronts, they'll take care of you, no doubt.
So I got them already pulled up real quick, and that's Be More Gold Fronts on Twitter. Be More Gold Fronts. Check them out.
If you look at those VVS ones, them $6,000 ones, my man's is making those bottoms just for me right now. I never thought I'd be on the baller status of athletes and rappers, but I mean, they're actually the ones that does all the Baltimore Orioles, half the NFLs. I mean, this is something that started off. I got some goals, as you can see right here, and there's a couple. I ended up talking to them. They ended up saying, there's like, you guys are everywhere. Kind of like my last sponsorship deal for tattoos. Kind of plug them, set up their cards everywhere. They're going to actually be at the show. So I've got my bottoms coming, which is going to be all diamonds. And that's just part of the culture that you don't see in the wrestling business. I mean, the Usos have done it, but nobody's really done it like diamond out, like check this, you know what I'm saying? This is what I am. So I'm very proud to represent my culture in that aspect.
That's what's up. That's dope. Yep. And I'm looking at their Instagram, and they have a website too, BaltimoreGoldFronts.com. So definitely check them out. And they got you plugged on here and everything. That's dope.
Saturday's gonna be sparkling up in Ashburn.
We got new gear too. I mean, we got everything new for this.
I was for sure you guys was gonna come up with some white tux. We was gonna get some inner tubs and Crockett, maybe a red Ferrari. I mean, I just thought it was the whole shebang was pulling up.
Red. Yeah, that white and red Ferrari. Okay, I'll pull up in that white and red Ferrari. I got you the white and red. Okay. You want the white and red? I'll pull up in the white and red.
Let's do that. Big fight field this weekend for sure, man.
There's one other little bit of sparkle we haven't talked about yet, and that's the new primetime champion. Yeah. He's supposed to be on the card. Breaux Keller, the man who just won the belt all of 2 weeks ago, is supposed to be up on the show.
How good was his match with him and Isaiah, man?
Oh, tore the house down.
Man.
Tore the house down.
Jeez. So now just think about this. He's match 2 on the show. He's match 2.
Doing primetime dirty like that.
Hey, man, we're match 1. No. Come on now.
That's not at all. They're also in the semi-main, so it's definitely not that.
Right. You're just sending a message making the champ go on number 2 before the 8-man tag later.
I know. I tell you, the message is don't show up late. That's the message.
None of those are the messages at all. The point is, prime time and us, we're all in the same universe for certain. But this is a crab show. The crab title's going last. Everybody else has a good match. I mean, to be honest with you, it's hard to, have a match on there. So we respect Primetime and Breaux so much. Just to have a singles match on the card is a big deal. So match 2, they're the first singles match on the show. So they're kicking it off in a big way. And to go a little deeper into story for you, originally I had Savage Gentleman versus Breaux Keller. Due to his injury, he got hurt. So I had to sit down and talk with Keller. And this is the match that he wanted. He had unfinished business. This is a kid that I don't even know that he wants, that they have a story past and they want to put it on their art form in front of you guys. So this is a match that he's dreamed of in this atmosphere. So don't get it twisted. This is a match that he actually wants.
Okay, special request. Very nice.
Yep.
And when you get a special request match, which, we will get on many occasions, you're guaranteed to get a special match.
Awesomeness. So he's taking on Dame Smith, right?
Correct.
Yeah.
There you go. He's out of Philly, from what I'm seeing here.
Correct.
This is another guy that I'm not familiar with either. So that's gonna be the newest ingredient coming to town this Saturday for ViceEffect that I have not seen yet. So that's always good to see some new faces coming into the area. And with all the action going on now between all these different groups, that's probably just going to become the norm. People want to get noticed in this area. So this is just the start, I would hope.
Yep.
It is just the start. It's literally just the start. I mean, I feel like we kind of have this conversation everywhere we travel. We've got definitely a hub base in Detroit. We work a lot in that area. We've got a hub base in Kentucky. So when we go to these places, we always find what we consider to be the top talent in the area. And the opportunities for us to be able to bring these down here, I mean, these faces are new to the people in this area, but I guarantee you they are not new to the scene. And we are glad to be able to highlight and showcase them. I don't even want to get into show 2 yet because show 1's so exciting, but he touched on the people that we're booking, the people we're bringing in. When the booker and the owner say, hey, we may not have a spot, what's that tell you about the rest of the card?
It's a stacked lineup. What's
that tell you about the rest of the card? I mean, there's no doubt about it. So, I mean, it's exciting what we are bringing down here, and that excitement will resonate to the fans. And, you mentioned before sitting back and talking about watching, the Crabbe family interact and respond to Aaron and Nick. It's one thing to feel that love every day that we do, to filter out the good and the bad that come through the schools and make sure that we train good brothers and make sure that only the good people in the world travel with us, that we can highlight with us. When I hear that from an outside source, when I hear that from you guys that are seeing that, that's another proud papa moment. That's something that's even more, that's a very special moment because now it's really resonating in. So we're so proud to be able to bring in all this other talent and get that proud papa moment with our people from Detroit, our people from Kentucky. I mean, it's going to be amazing. Everything's amazing. This whole year, everything that Jason's brain has tallied up and put together up till Mania is amazing.
So, with that being said, so I want you guys to understand this, and this is a hard thing for me to say, but this show on Saturday is going to be absolutely mind-blowing. Show number 2 is going to go ahead and just kill you. I'm just trying to tell y'all, we got things we got to do on show 1. You know what I'm saying? But damn it, guys, everybody better buckle up for this one because oh man, just like he said, man, I was making a joke. I was like, damn it, we can't ever get a good match at Nova. Here we go, show 2. We don't even have a good match. There's no space for us. Who's booking this shit? I was like, damn it, I did it. I was like, this is my fault. I was like, did I just write a whole show and didn't involve us? I was like, oh. I was like, here we go. I guess I'm on the pre-show, 4 to 6 minutes.
You stacked the deck too good. You left yourself out. But hey,
that's a really good problem to have.
Yeah, I mean, what more of an endorsement can you even ask for? I mean, go ahead.
Spoiler. Small spoiler. Let me just say one thing real fast, and I'll shut up about show 2. I don't even know we're talking about this. But listen, what happened was I have 2 of my favorite dream opponent tag teams. I'm not going to say who they are. And we booked both of them to wrestle. And then when I realized we booked both of them, I was like, oh, shit, we can't wrestle both of them. I was like, oh, man, they're wrestling each other as a dream match. I was like, damn it. I was like, we got to put them together. And I was like, I sent them both the matches. I was like, well, never mind. You're not wrestling us. You're wrestling these guys. They're like, what? So we're making a dream match, and my brain happened where we had to pay the price for it, but you guys are the ones that get rewarded ultimately at the end of the day.
That is dope. That is dope.
Awesomeness. So all these teases of what's coming down the road. I think that only is making this Saturday even more exciting. And if there's less than 50 tickets left, like we were hearing earlier, people need to get moving here and get their acting gear, because Saturday night, June 8th, it's going down. Old Ox Brewery, Ashburn, Virginia. The beer's delicious. The action's going to be great. I'm telling you, Crab Wrestling, ViceEffect, they're going to be a heck of a deal. As we've been saying since the beginning of this show, big fight feel. We got the main event, Isaiah Frazier, Logan Easton LaRoe. It's kind of in a way, it's like Virginia versus Maryland. It's everything that's kind of been built up in the local scene for the last couple of years for the Crab Championship. And I think that's going to be the cap on a hell of a night at Old Ox on Saturday.
Yeah, if the beers
got a lot of other fun things in store. I can tell you. So another thing we're bringing into the table is last time I don't think we utilized the monitor too much. So we've got a screen going. We're going to do some trivia questions. So I'll give the answer to one of the trivia questions now, because if you answer the trivia questions and turn it into the desk, of course, you're going to win a prize. But one of the questions will be, what does crab stand for? Can either of you guys take a little stab at it? Because I didn't realize until yesterday. Sean didn't know it either. I was like, you know what? We really haven't told people really what it is.
So hold on. So, all right, before we tell that, so we were sitting down having breakfast a couple years ago. We tried to come up with a name because we were rebranding. And it's funny because one of the letters is not something you would ever guess, but it's just like kind of like I like a play. Damn it. It's just, people butcher words all the time, and a certain word gets butchered in our industry all the time. So I wanted to capitalize on that, something nobody's ever done. So that was very key to the name.
Huh.
So go ahead.
It has never even occurred to me to think of what crab has. I always just assumed it was a tie-in with Maryland crabs, and that was just, just using that for the regionality of the name. But
until I seen Brandon's shirt just now, that it just really made me occur that it must stand for something. I think I know what the last two letters stand for.
All right, tell me.
And Brotherhood.
No, sir.
I like it though, but that's good. I like that.
That is good.
That's real close. It's real close. So you're right about, crab tying in with Maryland, and that's why the logo is the crab with the two wrestlers as the claws fighting each other. So that's why that branded logo.
Which I have the tattoo of.
He does. He lives the life.
Awesome.
So the answer to the trivia question 1 of 5 will be it's championship wrestling and beyond. Because we like to bring that beyond flavor. We like to bring a flavor of something different. I mean, let's get real. Wrestling started in a carny environment, which is a lot of other sideshow acts. So we have literally brought so many things to our shows. You guys are just kind of getting a taste of us, but we've been doing shows for 3-4 years under the Crab banner, plus many more under the GXW banner, many more under the In the Biz banner with things. So I mean, it's this Saturday is gonna be so amazing with things. But Beyond just brought in, we brought balloon artists and fire breathers, and we've run so many things in the past. It's crazy. I've done a burlesque show with wrestling. In all honesty, man. If we can get away with it in certain spots, we do it again.
I have all kinds of shows in my own private quarters all the time.
His Beyond is totally different.
Well, consider we got 5 matches, which doors are at 6:30, which probably means we're getting started about like 7:30. That means the after party starts at about 11 at the brewery. So who knows what things may pop off.
Hold up. Hold up. So check this out. I gotta live up to my gimmick, brother. Anybody that knows me knows I gotta live my gimmick. So let's talk about the after party.
Okay.
And let's get the times as well. Meet and greet 5:30, and I think the Meet and greets at 5:30. I believe Bell's is at 6:30. Is that doors?
Yeah, that's what it says on the flyer.
Oh, okay,
Yep.
okay. Yep.
So the brewery actually closes, I think, at 11 or 12. So that's why there's a different venue for the after party. One of Lupus, one of our fellow brothers out of the Northern Virginia area, hooked us up with an after party. Do you know, Brandon? What's the name of the place and the details, bud?
So you're asking me, the guy with the worst memory in the history of all professional wrestling.
Go to your text messages and just text about it.
And now you want to ask a guy to use some phone? Like, that's ridiculous. I don't even know what we're talking about. I can remember the picture of the Head Good Wings.
I saw it earlier today. Broadland Sports Bar and Grill, which I think was the after party after the last Old Ox show.
That's right.
Okay.
That's where it's going down at. I'll see if I can find the address for it, but it's pretty close by from what I remember.
I'd like to think Jsin went on the phone.
Yes, it is. That's how we got the place.
You pulling up the address?
Yeah, I'm pulling right now. Oh, yep. That's definitely the same darn location. Yeah, that is out in Ashburn where is it actually at? Y'all keep talking. I'll have it in a second.
Yeah, so the point is to pack the place with everybody, keep the brotherhood going, the times going.
Yeah.
And we're going to keep this going. So we want to go straight from venue to there. Yeah, man, this will be a chance for everybody to mingle with us, talk about the show, come up, talk to me about what you like, what you didn't like, which won't be nothing, I hope. You didn't like it. But really, it'll be an opportunity to us eat, chill, We'll probably grab a couple hotels and room. The guys will stick around. So, it'll be a real opportunity to see what we really do as brethren and hanging out. So we would stay at the Old Ox Brewery, but they closed early. So we want to keep the party going because a lot of us come from out of town.
Right.
So everybody come together. We want to celebrate together as a family. So what better way?
Yeah, that's definitely something we do. I mean, we do it for every training. Again, I'm not the guy that goes out all the time. I'll make special appearances, but like after every training, they go out and have tacos and enjoy it and brotherhood and bond. And let's not forget. Let me post out here because we're trying to get the next recruits in here. We want to find the next group of people out here. But every Wednesday at 49640 Portneys Overlook Road, 6 p.m. down in Ridge, Maryland, the Crabbe Training Facility. We have whole training from about 6 o'clock until about 9:30, and then afterwards we bond together, and then just let the minds kind of go together and go from there. We'd really like to put out there. Our training costs are very simple. It's free for the first month. After that, it's $150 a month for 1 year, and then it's a gym membership. It's $50 a month after that. So very cost affordable when you start looking into what the cost of training.
Right. Yeah.
We bring in some of our feather brethrens. I mean, we bring in friends to these dojos to be here and help train. We had Sonjay Dutt for an entire year and a half come out once a month and do the training. We've had people that have walked through these doors to help train, such as Chris Hero, Rhett Titus, Will, Little
Clark.
Dog Will. I mean, Patrick Clark, Donovan Dijak, Joey Mercury. I mean, literally, we could start going on and on with the people that have come in here and trained for our students. And that is not an extra cost.
Can I say something on that? It's great to think about how these stars come in, and they always say the same thing to us that you guys are saying, that our guys are so respectable and they appreciate coming in. And that's another way that our students learn and do so well, because they're surrounded by some of the best talent on the planet and get to really pick their brain and learn. So that's important. Everybody, when you embark on being a teacher, it's kind of like being a parent. You don't know at first with the first child what you got, then you get the second one, you figure it out and you're better at it.
Yeah.
and you figure out what your weak suit is and what your strong suit is. And Brandon is the best that he can do it from ground up, and I'm not very good at that. Then I come in and do more in-depth psychology and spots and all these different things. So you get the best of us. The first 2 or 3 hours is him, then I step in. I mean, I'm there for the whole thing just like he is, but then training switches gears at some point in time. So it's a little bit of everybody. It's hard to have people at different levels and teach them. So the way we've implemented our training classes, I think, ideal for that system, because we do it once a week instead of multiple days because of location and distance. It is a destination location for certain.
Yeah.
So all those things are important with teaching and making our guys the best they can to hit the road with the knowledge and brotherhood and all those good things that come equipped. We just try to give you tools for your tool belt, brother.
Well, there we go. I guess is there anything else folks need to know about this Saturday?
Yes, there's something else. There's something else. You guys didn't talk about match 6. You didn't talk about the women.
You know what? I was about to say, normally everyone wants to start with the ladies. That's normally the first thing you want to, especially when you talk about the ladies that we have for this match. Normally everyone wants to start with Lady Frost. So, I want to apologize right now to Lady Frost. Lady Frost, Jsin and I would have never put you at the last of this conversation.
Bullshit! I would have main event.
On the contrary, I didn't even realize we went over every card. I was picking certain particular points out of the card till I realized like this is the card now. So yes, we do have Lady Frost.
Wait, that's only 5. You're right. You're 6 there.
Yeah, yeah, we do have Lady. Like you said, Lady Frost, who did a horrible job of keeping primetime cold because it was hot as hell in there. But we'll talk about that later.
That is going to be remedied next time, just so y'all know.
Better.
The atmosphere like that. Hey, man. Hey, look, brother. You just saw Kobe go to Ghana. It's hot down that bitch. You go into a building like that, you set that bitch on fire, it's going to be hot. That's what you get. I mean, it is what it is. Play on fire, you get burnt.
Yep, yeah. So Lady Frost and Genesis will be tangling it up too. So yeah, again, Saturday Pig Fight Field. It's a stacked card, but guys, you won't have to be worrying about being there all night because it's going to get short and sweet to the point. But nonetheless, it's going to be action packed. This is going to be Crabbe's biggest card thus far. And if you haven't been listening this entire show, the train is just getting started. And all the information is in the description below. You can find their social medias, of course, there. You can obviously find the Eventbrite link where you can get your ticket. It's not too late. It's Tuesday night. We're recording if you're listening to this live. If not, you're listening to the podcast. Saturday be in the building. And I would assume we'll probably got some tickets at the door as well if this doesn't sell out. So
I hope not.
Yeah, I hope not too. I hope not too. But
the sooner they're gone, the better.
Hey, but
we're gonna get with the venue and see if we can do any standing room only at that. But I'll be honest. I'll be perfectly honest with you. I would much rather turn people away and apologize and say see you at the next show than not have a packed building. Because you know what? Yeah, I guarantee you this: that if they miss this show, they're still gonna catch fire that next show.
It's only the beginning. It's only the beginning. And all of this is building to a bigger venue. So I mean, everything we've got is strategic. It's baby steps. So this 180 will grow. Don't you worry about a thing. It's gonna get there.
Hey, real quick, I just saw a unicorn. Apollo Crews is wrestling tonight on TV. It's Apollo Crews versus Andrade.
On live TV, no less. My God.
Oh, my God.
I guess you can take his name off of the one of 52 stars that haven't been on TV in over a month.
It was 56, and now it's 55, brother.
Now it's 55.
Oh, my. Oh, my, oh, my. Well, this Saturday, it's all going down, folks. You've heard it here. We ran down the card. The guys are excited. I mean, if you ain't interested in coming out in this show now, you better check your pulse because Ashburn, Saturday night, Old Ox Brewery, it's all going down. So you better get out there. 44652 Guilford Drive, unit number 114 in Ashburn, Virginia. That's where you'll find Old Ox. Plenty of parking out there. It's a great venue, nice, lots of space, great beer.
Great beer.
Can't recommend it enough. So
we'll have great
Saturday
food
night
out there. The Saffron Gourmet Truck, great food.
There you go. It's a full Saturday evening waiting for you, and then the after party afterwards at Broadland Sports Grill going down. That's going to be exciting. That is I did find the address. That is at 42882 Truro Parish Drive. So that's also in Ashburn, just a hop, skip, and a jump away. So lots of going down this Saturday. It's going to be the beginning of Crab Wrestling taking over Virginia. You better be there for ViceEffect. Gentlemen, any last plugs you want to get in before we pull the plug tonight?
So I just want to make sure we will be back, correct, to do show 2 and maybe just talk about us a little bit, just have a good time and see how you guys felt about show 1. And then you guys are going to have a drink with good old Jsin Saturday night, late night, right, brothers?
That's right. That's right. That's
or
right.
2.
Yeah, or 2 for sure.
I mean, definitely way more than that. I was trying to be PC over here, but whatever. I'm gonna go in.
The wheels are in motion. The wheels are in motion already.
Yep. Hey, all outs, man. They pour some good ones. I won't even lie about that.
Let's do it, Daddy-o.
But again, you guys, thank you so much for chatting with us tonight. We're definitely going to chat. We're definitely going to have to do something live in person at the conclusion of the show. It's going to be I hate to just keep pinning off your catch line earlier, but it is Big Fight Field. There's a lot.
Sure.
And anybody that's been fans to ours of the podcast and just fans of wrestling and this show, what we all love storylines, and everything is a story here. You don't want to miss the story because everything is leading to Old Ox this Saturday, and it's just going to be action packed. And hopefully, for anybody that's never been out there, come. You don't want to miss it because it's going to be a show. It's going to be a show. But again, you definitely can follow the Capital Vices at their single pages, at their collective page. All that's in the description. Crab Wrestling Twitter pages in the description. You have the Eventbrite link so you can get your tickets. Everything's in the description. And these guys, they already emphasized they're all family. You got any questions? Give them a shot, man. They'll be glad to accommodate you. It's going to be a good time. But again, here for us at the Big Gold Belt Podcast, Sin and Brandon Money Greene, we thank you so much for chatting with us tonight. And of course, we will see you guys Saturday. Everybody that listen, thanks for tuning in. We'll catch you guys Saturday
it is. Thank you all so very much. Y'all have yourselves a wonderful night.
Welcome to the family.
Welcome to the family.